हरिः कर्ता।
The next plot which is in the pipeline is scatter or scatter plot. So what is a scatter plot? This is how it looks, a scatter plot. So a scatter plot, also known as scatter chart, scatter graph. So this graph or scatter chart uses dots to represent values for two different numeric variables. The position of each dot on the horizontal and vertical axis indicates values for an individual data point. So scatter plots are used to observe a relationship between variables. That's what the main motive to use scatter plots. The example you can see on the screen above that shows the diameters and heights for a sample of a fictional trees. That's what the data you see on the screen. So each dot represents a single tree, and each point's horizontal position indicates that the tree's diameter in centimeter, and the vertical position indicates that the tree's height in meters. From the plot we can see generally a tight, it's not a complete positive correlation between a tree's diameter and its height. Okay, this is a fictional data just to understand. So basically it talks about the correlation between the parameters. That's it, correlation between the two variables. If you put it in a nutshell, it talks about the correlation and how well they are connected with each other, the two variables, how they are connected, how well they're connected with each other. So when you should use a scatter plot, that's the next question, you get it. So scatter plots primary uses are to observe and show relationships between two numeric variables. The dots in a scatter plot not only report the values of individual data points but also patterns when the data are taken as a whole. Okay, so there are different types of patterns. You can have a strong positive linear, moderate negative linear, and then a no relationship. The one which you see uh, on the screen is kind of no relationship, and you can have a strong non-linear type of relationships, but normally we take a strong positive linear type. That means it will start from here, and it will both will move on this side. So like this you can see my the cursor's shape, and they move towards right and upward, right upward, right upward. This is the way. That's strong positive linear. And other one moderative, and then if it is moving this side, negative, and that too it's linear. If the curve is by and large like, if the plot is like this, like a curve, we can call it as a non-linear. Okay, so linear, non-linear, and positive, negative, strong, moderate. Okay, so this is some of the fundamentals of the scatter plots. So now let me show you the scatter method in Matplotlib. See, just come to the documentation of scatter in Matplotlib, and this is what Matplotlib inside that axis.axis.scatter. This is the method we are using, and here you can see the arguments. These are all the arguments. The first argument is x values, which is numeric and continuous, and second one is y-axis, and this is also numeric, and S is float or array like shape and optional. So the marker size in point. Okay, that's what you have to mention, marker size. And then you have C, it's none. By default it's given none. So these are all, you can see that we have given the default key value parameters. These are all key value parameters, and these are key works. And keyword arguments, these are called keyword arguments. These are all keyword parameters, and these are keyword arguments. So then we have C, this array like or list of colors are optional. You can see that. See, then we have C map, we have marker style, default is O, and then we have different types of marker size. Then C map, we have color map, RC params, and vertice. Default is vertice. Then norm, so string or normalize optional. So the normalization method used to scale scalar data to the 0, 1. That's what the normalize. What it does, an instance of normalize or one of its subclass. Then we have vmin, vmix, the vmax is a float optional, and you have alpha as a float value, which is default is none. Line widths, so line width default is 1.5. Then edge colors, face. Then plot none finite, so pool default else, and return path collection. So this is what is. And if you want to explore more different types of scatter plots, you can just come here and you can explore. See, you have huge amount of examples, huge amount of data here. You see that simple annotation scatter schema by 3D scatter plot, 3D scatter plot, and Jordar demo. So there is huge amount of examples. You can come and explore each and every one. It's not an issue. So but for now, what we'll do, we'll take one example from the scatter method. So scatter x comma y. So let's take one example from the scatter. So let's copy the minimum amount of code from here. So let's take this first command, then execute. Yeah, so let's make up data now. Let's make up data. np dot random dot seed, that dot seed of 3. Our array is getting ready. So now let's take two values, two arrays. One is x array, x is equals to 4 plus np dot random. I have set up the seed there, so now I can use the normal method, and then so from 0 to 2 and 24. Then y array, so for y array I have 4 plus np dot random dot again normal, but this time I'm gonna go with 0 to 2 and len of x. That's it. This is x, and then y. So based on the x value, the y is also going to be built. So just let me come here. So let me say print of x array, and this is what, okay, from 0 to from 0.1 till 10, this is x, because we have a 4 is given. So then let me print y, and this is what is our y. Okay, so anyway, so x and y is ready. So now let's size and color. So sizes, np dot random uniform 15 80 length of x, and colors random dot uniform of 15 80 10 of x. So the size and then colors both are has been set. So now it's time to go for the plot. It's time to plot. So fig as usual will take the object oriented coding style. So plt dot subplots and execute, and this is what our subplot. At this moment it's empty. Now I need to attach the x and y values to that. So I need to create a plot object. So the empty plot object has been created. Now I have to create a graph. So to do that, I'm gonna use an ex object, and then I'm gonna apply the scatter method, and inside that I'll give x values and y value, and s is equals to sizes you take from there, and after the sizes c, you take the colors from c, you take colors from colors variable that we have defined here. Then as usual we have vmin and vmax, and that's it. Our plot is ready. So that's what is our egg scatter. So now I'm gonna set up limits. X dot set and xlim is equals to 0 comma 8, and xtix is equals to np dot arrange and 1 comma 8, and I'm gonna add another argument, that's a ylim. Same, I'm gonna go for the 0 comma 8, and the final argument is ytix. Ytix is equals to np dot arrange and 1 comma 8. So I think all set. Execute. So let me check plt dot show and execute, and here is that. You see, our plot is ready, our scatter plot is ready. So as we were discussing, there are different types of scatter plots. So one is strong positive linear, moderate negative linear, strong non-linear, and then null or no relationship. If you look into this graph, you can easily make out that there is no specific relationship between these two variables, that is x and y. There is no specific variable. We can make out any trend out of this.